Your life just gets so much better when you can feel like no is a complete sentence.
Boundaries for me were non-existent. We grew up with like, I said what I said and that's it. Why do I have to do that? Because I said so?
Yeah.
Because I said so, because I'm the grown-up, because you're a child, you don't have a voice. That makes you be a people pleaser and having to do what you have to do and have zero boundaries. Welcome back to another episode of
So What Now podcast.
Look at that synchronization.
Yeah.
It's going to get so much better. As
So
time
much
goes.
better. So much better.
Maybe we'll have like a song. We should start rapping. I'm trying to convince you to do a rap.
I should rap for like our opener, right?
Yeah.
I know, but I don't think our budget is enough to afford me.
No,
right
like
now.
freestyle. Oh, to afford
Not for
you.
free. I will freestyle, but for a check, not for free.
Miss City Girl, I swear she
I
won't
know.
do nothing for charity.
What's up with you? How you doing?
I'm good. I think that I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that you guys are here. Thank you for showing up. You could be doing anything else in the world right now. You're hanging
You're
out
here with us. It's questionable, but we love you for it. Honestly. Honestly. Love you, girls.
Thank you. Psalm has been home now with the therapist for like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks now. It's been, it's great. I love that he's home, but I'm a prisoner to my home. So when he's home having therapy, it's not like a babysitter. There has to be an adult at the house at all times. So I still, regardless if I want to leave out of my home during the 6 hours a day, someone has to be there. So I have to find someone to be there. So it's been a lot. Plus, hearing him cry or throwing a tantrum, or he knows that I'm home, so he's knocking on my door. I have to answer it, right? The therapist will be like, what the hell? I'm not your fucking babysitter. I'm your therapist. And she's autistic, so she'll probably be like, hey, I said the son is knocking. No, but it's just a lot for me, and I'm used to having my space. Even from when he was born, I had a nanny. And I can get in and out of the house, so I feel overwhelmed with that aspect of it. But the center should be opening up back next week.
That's awesome.
So fingers crossed it opens. They were closed for a code violation that they had within the building, and they're pretty strict in Florida, I guess. And they got that from someone else. They're brand new. So yeah, even talking about it, I'm like, ooh, my chest.
I get it, and I feel for you, friend. Like, I cannot wait for the center to open up for you, because remember I stopped by last week and like you weren't home. I was like knocking on the door. I think your daughter, like Ayana, was there, but like I peeked through the window and I saw Tom and the therapist, and the energy and the noise. I was like, that's a lot.
That trampoline is going all day long. Is like,
so like I love that he's getting what he needs, but like really seeing like what it looks like, I'm like, yeah, that I can, like, I hear what you're saying about
it's like a double-edged,
it's
or not double-edged sword, but like two emotions can be true at once. I'm overwhelmed. I kind of want him to get out, but I also love, like, I heard him today for the first time calling her Miss Sarah by her name.
What?
Yes. And when she left, he was distraught, crying. So he called her by her name, and she's like, good job saying my name, buddy. And I was like, I heard that. I heard that. That was great.
That is so cool.
I'll hear him like pick on things, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome that I'm able to experience it without having to do it.
That is, oh my God, my heart just like.
He called him Miss Sarah, and I was like, good job. So it's mixed emotions. I just feel exhausted by the time she leaves. I'm watching, hearing. I can't really concentrate on what I'm doing, but it's a part of the process. Yeah. Eventually, I'm going to be like, he left with a girlfriend. So it's fine.
Eventually, you're going to be crying about him not being home. So
yeah, and I'm not having them all, so I'm going to have your tears.
Exactly.
In 17 years. Well, no, less than that. What is it, 14 more years? Yeah, he about to be 4.
Yeah, and you'll be how old in 14?
No, we ain't going to talk about that.
Okay, we won't have to talk about it. Well, on my end, I'm doing good. My biggest challenge right now, it's on my mind. I'm reevaluating whether or not I need a housekeeper.
Okay.
Because I'm on like several months of her coming through to clean. And like, I'm literally like not even home at this point. I'm not using a huge part of my house. I'm like, do I need a housekeeper at this point?
I think that you don't use her to the maximum. Why are you washing your clothes? You fold and wash your clothes?
I do.
Why?
I don't know.
You can literally, whenever she comes, have her wash your clothes. And put them away.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
That's a chore you don't have to do.
That I actually like that.
By the way.
So you let them wash your panties?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, she might find a vibrator and put it away. Don't give a damn. I paid you. Don't talk about it. Do what you got to do. Like, what? I don't give a damn. She's amazing. Okay. She's great. You're cleaning the house. You are my housekeeper.
Yeah.
You know, and
okay. So you might have opened up a whole new level or aspect of value to the housekeeper for me, because I don't have her do my laundry. I don't have her do anything in my closet either.
No, let's say every once in a while, you can use her for deep cleaning. Be like, I really want my baseboards cleaned today, or I want my doors cleaned today. Yeah. Make sure you look at your fans.
Yeah. When she does that though.
Oh, okay.
But like, I really like her. Like, I just like having her there. She's super sweet. And then I know she's like, you know, she has like some stuff going on where she's trying to like establish her business and stuff. So I like don't want to have her, but I'm like, are you wasting money? Now that is actually a brilliant idea.
You could.
Because what I'm not going to do, I might clean up, but I am not going to cook.
That's why you look the way you look.
You think she'll cook?
Yeah. Okay. If you tell her, hey, she comes every 2 weeks, right?
I'm you when she comes over so you can explain to her.
Yeah, and be like, hey, whenever you come now, do you mind? You don't have that many clothes. Maybe your workout clothes, but show her where your workout clothes are, how you want them done.
Yeah.
And she can wash them.
Okay.
And then you can be like, hey, I bought this chicken or whatever. Can you cook this for me and put it in here? She might. She's not doing anything else but dusting.
Yeah. I love her though. She's so cool. She's so sweet. Like, there's so little to do in my house. She started bringing her man, and they will like literally fix something.
Yeah, now you have
there's nothing to clean. They're like, we noticed that you needed more caulking right here. I'm like, whatever that is. Yes, thank you. Like, so they like re-caulked something in my kitchen or something because like, but like that's literally like there's nothing.
And that just shows the vast difference in our life right now, because when she comes to me, she's trash, there is baby clothes, there is my clothes, there's the kitchen, the fridge alone.
There's nothing in my fridge.
There is, I can tell. You look great. Yeah, it's just if I'm already outsourcing, I don't feel bad. I'm paying you for it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like I treat you like shit. Like my workers across the street at the house, like I'll bring them coffee. Like I'll check in on them. Do you need anything? Like they'll come. Like, I don't mind that, but I'm also paying you for a job. I'm just making sure that your day here working is enjoyable.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you just gave me some options. I like that. Okay. All right, so let's get into our motherhood segment. This week we're going to talk about emotional intelligence with raising our children.
Yes. I think I sent you something. I could probably find it in our... Emotional intelligence is one of those things that I think it's a new buzzword, but it's always been there. Maybe like maturity or a sense of kind of knowing yourself or self-awareness. I think it all falls within the same thing. I do have like a little bit of a textbook definition, because when you are emotional intelligent, you're able to recognize and manage your own emotions despite of what someone else is doing to you and their emotions.
Oh.
So it's like, if you're screaming at me, if you're telling me I ain't shit, if you're telling me you stupid bitch, blah, 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 can I regulate myself to not go back at you with the same energy? Can I say, oh, you are projecting?
Okay.
You know, and I don't have to do something negative towards you. Self-awareness. There are times that we're like, oh, this person did something. Nah. Did you think about what you may have done to cost them something? And I think about that with my mom.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I know she has her issues with me or doesn't, but I'm like, maybe when I was growing up, my mouth.
Yeah.
So I might have said some things to her about her as a woman, maybe her as a mother. I don't remember them, but she could be harboring that because maybe I just said it and forgot about it.
Yeah.
And she could be harboring some of that. So the way you garner those relationships and, well, friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships, you have to be emotionally intelligent. So in motherhood, it's like, how do you teach your children that? Especially for me, when I was as toxic as I was in her younger years.
Yeah. I think that's tough, because when you asked the question, that was what I was really going to go to, is modeling that behavior, like modeling the emotional.
I modeled some bullshit. I did. I'm trying. I'm doing better. But it was a lot of years where I modeled something different. And
But I think that's a tough question, though, because I'm trying to think. I think one of the ways you can recognize or see whether or not like you've raised your kids to be emotionally intelligent is when they get into those tough situations. And I'm not sure that Michaela has had very many of those yet. So I'm not sure
I don't think she's ever seen you. The only thing that I would possibly say maybe she could garner from you is you're very avoidant and just kind of like shutting down.
Yes,
and not talking about it. So
Yep, she definitely got that from me. She will silent treatment you. Like, that's our punishment for people.
That is terrible.
And it is terrible. And when it gets, like, most people don't use that tactic. So when it gets done back to me from her, boils my blood. Boils my blood. I don't know how to deal with it.
But you do it to her.
And I do it to others, and it's like, oh, but she learned that from me. Like, straight up shut down, silent treatment. Walk right by you, don't say anything. And I'm like,
but not even just silent treatment. You suppress your feelings.
Yes.
So we teach our kids how to do that. I taught mine how to wild out and break the rules. So she's breaking the rules, including mine. Breaking the rules. But I think I see, because you asked me when we were talking about this and writing down this outline, how do I even know if I raised her?
Yeah.
You know how I know with Ayana, especially lately with the situation that happened with her friend having to leave her house, the way she jumped into action.
Yeah.
And trusted me enough to be like, oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to help you. Let's do this. She didn't leave her friend's side during that accident and immediately was like, my mom will help.
Yeah.
And I was like, one, she trusts me, even though she's an asshole to me. She believes that I can help. And trust me enough to mother someone else or to like, she's like, I'll share my mom because my mom is great. Oh, is she?
Yeah. Now I'm great.
She? Now.
They don't really tell us that often.
Right. And then I would listen to her talking to her friends. And I guess you're not getting some of that because she's gone.
Yeah.
But I'll hear her talking to her friends and I'll have conversations with them. Even when your niece was over.
Yeah.
The three of them were dancing. Did you see that video?
Yeah,
it was
so
the cutest video of them. They were just hanging out, singing R&B in the dining room. And I'm like, it just made me feel so, it was good. They're all 19, 18. They're dancing. They're listening. They're singing to our music, first of all.
Yeah.
It was like Brian McKnight. And I'm like,
how do they know that?
I have no idea. They're such old souls. But probably because of us. We're not that far apart in age.
We raised them right.
We did. So I can see like the advice they give their friends.
Yeah.
And even when I love when your niece is over because she'd be like, this isn't, because they have such vast different lifestyles. So she'll give Ayana some advice. Ayana will be giving her advice and they'll be thinking about what they think about it. And I'm like, I think I did all right. It's just that she just doesn't like me at times.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it's not even you. It's that you're her mother. It's just that you're her mother. And that's the way it is with our moms sometimes. I'm trying to think. I think, so a recent example that I might have with Michaela that I saw was actually she did have some conflict in her life. I'm not going to spill her tea, so I won't say who the conflict was with, but it was a conflict within a group that she's in. And some things were being said, behind people's back with other conversations. And my girl went in a group chat and said, listen, if somebody has a problem with somebody, come to that person. I was like, okay, mama.
Pull up. Big chest.
Exactly. Okay. It was like, we all have to be in this scenario together. So like, let's keep it light and let's just talk to each other instead of bringing other people into it.
So did it help?
Just because she knows how to deal with it doesn't necessarily mean that others know how to deal with it. But I was really proud of her in the way that she handled that.
She's so mature.
She is so mature.
But she's one of those kids. We recently did an episode on Across Generations. And there's a 13-year-old and she was so mature. I was like, that girl needs so smart, so mature. Like the way she talked, I'm like, you're like a little old soul.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of Michaela because Michaela does not break rules.
No, she doesn't. Sometimes I want her to break the rules though.
Yeah, but you trained her not to.
Like, I know. I'm so backwards. Like I'm so like, I want two things at once, right?
Yeah.
Like don't break any of the rules until you turn 18. It don't work like that. If you're not a rule breaker, you're not going to break the rules. It don't just flip the swip. Yeah, because I'm like, girl, we're going to get
now
drunk.
you got the super conservative daughter.
No, she is so, but.
Yeah, let's turn up and twerk, Mom.
No. Yeah.
Let's not. Okay. So she just called me. She was going to wear an outfit for a party that we're having. She talking about, I want her to know I'm a woman. Yeah. I'm a grown woman. Then she said, Michaela's actually coming down for the party, so I can't wear that outfit no more. I said, run that by me one more time.
Run that by you one more time.
And then I called her today. I said, you got your outfit? She was like, yeah, I'm putting it together because I'm not going to be that no more.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to talk about that in the next segment, actually. Because, mm-hmm. But I think it's tough to raise the kids with emotional intelligence because aside from the parenting aspect, there's so many outside influences.
Oof. Especially with social media.
Yes. And so it can be so hard for them to like deal with things on a day-to-day and have the
Yeah.
influence from just us. But it's so critical to have that emotional intelligence.
Because then we show up at work or with friends or with friends of friends or associates that are so emotionally unintelligent, low functioning bitches. Low to the ground. And it's like, you can't see that you wrong. You can't see that I don't owe you that. Where's your entitlement in this world? And that's one thing I don't want Ayanna to have, to be entitled in this world. Yeah. So it's like, how do you do that? You humble them. Yeah. You should humble your kids every once in a while instead of being like, oh, you're just the greatest and you're just so good and you're just no, maybe sometimes you just tell them you fucked up.
Yeah. I feel like Michaela's too humble though. I be wanting to be like, be on your shit. Like you're that girl. Like, I feel like I want her to be more like, because we have to be, we are humbled in so many ways. Like when you're a minority, right? Or when you're a woman, like you're humbled, or you have to like dim your own light and things so much. It's like I want you to like, just like get out there and shine and actually don't be fucking humble.
She just started.
I know.
I feel like...
And that's why I be telling myself, like, back off, mama. Back off. Like, let her do her thing. Let her figure it out. Let her get there. Just like I got there. Like, it's hard to remember, like, who we were at those ages. So hard.
And you keep reminding me that Ayanna's me.
Yeah. But I know if, like, my self-esteem was where it needed to be, I wouldn't have been fucking with some of the guys I was fucking with. So,
you wouldn't fucking with it. She wouldn't be here. So thank God for mistakes. See, she gonna make a great mistake.
Yeah. I wasn't emotionally intelligent back then. I grew into it.
I grew into it recently. Within the last 6 years. Like, I was extremely, like, low functioning, emotionally immature. I could not regulate my emotions. When I started therapy, I had 2 emotions. I had a happy and angry. Mm-hmm. That was it. I didn't know anything about anxiety. I didn't know anything about my ADHD. I didn't know. I was either happy and joyful or I was going to beat your ass. Yep. And that was it. So that was it. So when I first started therapy, it was like the feelings wheel. And I don't know, have you ever done the feelings wheel or seen it? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, let me show you. I'm gonna pull it up because there's so many emotions. But I was that way too. But those were the 2 emotions in the house. We didn't talk about like I'm sad or I'm disappointed or like we didn't talk. It was like I'm either like pissed off, or I'm happy. That's such an old thing to say. The kids would drag you for that.
Why you keep coming at my...
P.O.'d.
I am
P.O.'d.
I'm trying not to curse.
Pew. But that was great.
I'm trying to work...
Okay, fine. That was great for
And then you see what you do when I try not to curse?
So let me show you how many emotions there are in a feelings wheel.
Irritated.
Yeah, so...
Bewildered.
Ooh. Right. So you start with the inside, right? Mm-hmm. And there's the main emotions. It is sad, mad, scared, joyful, powerful, or peaceful.
I want to put that on my wall.
You should. It's amazing. Therapy. So there's these main ones. So let's say right now, for me, I'm feeling, I don't know, scared. Because there's a lot of scary things that are happening in my life right now. So then you go into the outside of that, which is the second wheel. Mm-hmm. And I have confused, rejected, helpless, submissive, insecure, anxious.
What gets you to scared is that
second. And then there's even more outside of that. So it could be something that, you know what, I was embarrassed by something that happened. And that made me feel insecure, which then in turn made me feel scared to move into a different position.
Wow.
Whoa.
Look at you.
It's amazing. I told you it's cost me a lot of money.
Just send me the wheel, though. I don't need a therapy. Just send me the wheel. Yeah, I got what you paid, $100-something for a session for that wheel?
Jesus. No, she used to have a pillow. I'm going to send it to you because you can order them on Etsy even.
I like that.
And like print them out.
That is very cool.
Super helpful because you don't realize for our children, it's like, oh, you got an attitude today? No, actually, are you feeling creative? Or are you feeling hostile? Or actually, are you frustrated? Yeah. Or are you jealous of something? Or for a joyful one, you see them happy. It's like, what the fuck are you happy about? Oh, you actually amused
you gonna ask somebody what the fuck they happy
Yeah, because sometimes I be thinking that, the fuck you smiling for? Because you haven't paid a bill here yet. And you got no money in your account. And you got fired. And you got joy. Let me know why you got joy. So if we go down from joyful, maybe there was something that was stimulating that then made them feel energetic and now they got joy.
Yeah.
But they still broke. But they got joy. 2 things can be true at once.
2 things can be
true. You
see,
at once. That's emotional intelligence. So for me, I now pull this wheel out for her. And I've showed it to her and she's done it with her therapist.
That's really
cool. It's like giving them different ways to be able to know that there's just not one thing or the other. If you notice I'm very or emotionally unintelligent or just low functioning people, that they have just black or white. Mm-hmm. There's no gray in between. No. And although this is colorful, that wheel, there's a lot, that's the gray in between. Yeah. There's so much gray. You can't just be one thing. And also 2 things can be true at once. And that's part of being emotionally intelligent. You know what? I really don't like you right now, but I respect you, so I'm just going to walk away and come back later.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't like what you said.
Mhm.
So give me a second. Let me take a beat. Most people be like, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? Which will lead us to another story where I said, when I said to her, who the fuck you think you talking to? And I had to grow in my feelings wheel.
And that should that bring us to our next segment, Carla?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, some hacks.
For our womanhood segment, I want to talk about the power of saying no.
Woo.
And setting boundaries in your life. The importance of setting boundaries, like in your personal relationships, professional relationships. I'm curious, recently, if there was any boundaries that you had to set in your life.
First of all, boundaries for me were non-existent growing up. When you grow up in a family where you have to do whatever they say, we grew up with like, I say what I said, and that's it. Why do I have to do that? Because I said so.
Yeah.
Do X, Y, and Z because I said so, because I'm the grown-up, because you're a child, you don't have a voice. That makes you be very a people pleaser and having to do what you have to do and have zero boundaries. So one place for me, professionally and as a woman, has been work.
Yes.
That I've had to learn how to have boundaries with my coworkers. Now, I think sometimes people look at boundaries and they think like it's a negative thing or it's like this, like, oh my God, no. I love
me a boundary.
I love my people that work with me. Like my team is amazing. But I also have a very fine line of how close we get to each other.
Right, because you are the motherfucking boss. Okay?
Just because I want this to be long lasting. I want this to continue to grow for me, for them. I cannot wait to tell in just a few short years, my team, like, I'm going to pay you $150. You get $150 a year. Like, we get to go to I don't know, Cabo on a private jet, you know, like, and take my entire team. I want us to get there. And I also want us all to grow. So there are times that we have tough conversations. There's been times that they fuck things up. And I'm like, we got to talk about this. Yeah. And there's a way to do so. But I think when you get too close to people that you work with, that boundary, you have to have it.
You have to.
I want a really good book for boundaries, if you're listening. Boundaries by John Townsend. Dr. John Townsend. Amazing. Have you read it before?
No, but now I want to read it.
I'm gonna put you on, and it's really good because it's stories. So he's a therapist, and he gives you the stories of different patients that he's had, and like such a good book. It's like every list bestseller, and it's been in like I don't know how many different languages. But yeah, you have to learn to set boundaries, and that's when I realized I didn't have boundaries with my family, or my mom, with my relationships. Like, why are you checking in every 2 minutes with a boyfriend?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, as a woman, you don't have to give somebody your location. That's a big
That's
talk,
a big thing
right? I was like, oh, we got to share a location for security, but I'm not going to give you mine. Nigga, please.
No, I share my location with 2 people.
Yeah, like it's not, you don't
You and Addie.
Someone, if it's for safety, somebody got it. You don't have to be checking up on me. No. I mean, but I think like if I have a husband.
Nope.
And we've been together, you don't want to get married. But I think I will have a husband at some point, and not right away. Not when I say I do, but or if we're on vacation, we're out the country. Hey, I'm going to share my location with you until we get back home.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that for safety reasons.
I don't mind that, like something like that. But you don't have to have. And I honestly forget I have some people's locations. Yes. Like Wendy, I wouldn't have known that she was in the hospital when she got really hurt.
I'm checking it. Well, no, I check your location to be nosy. I ain't gonna lie.
Really, I forget.
No, I'll check it to be nosy.
I forget everything all the time.
I'm like, I wonder if Carla cooked. I'm not gonna bother her if she's not home. Let's check her location first.
Is she home? She cooked. And you got, by the way, you asked me the other day, I was like, I would love for you to come over and have dinner. Like you one of those like homeless people, which you're not. She got homes. But you can always come over to have, because I'm cooking regardless. Yeah. And I don't know how to cook for 2 people. Yeah. When I cook, and there's always extra food. And that's like my love language, feeding people. Yeah. Like that's why I think I stopped cooking for so long.
Yeah, but if you gotta set the boundary with me of no, Dex, you cannot come over for dinner for a 3rd time this week, you totally can. But while I'm sitting up here saying I love myself a boundary, the person that I struggle with setting boundaries with is me. I could set a boundary with anybody else except for myself.
How's that work?
And it shows up in work, where I will like work all night long. Ooh. That's what the main place where it shows up for me. Like, yeah. I have to like force myself and create structure to set the boundary. So I had mentioned like a while ago how like I started blocking time out on my calendar to actually get up and walk. Because I will get my coffee in the morning because I work from home. I will get my coffee in the morning, sit down at that computer and not get like Sit down at a computer at 8 and not move from that desk until 6.
Wow.
Not having eaten or anything.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
My work comes before everything else.
Right.
But I love what I do, but that doesn't mean neglect everything else.
But we talk about how like setting boundaries is a form of love and a form of safety, but like we have to create that with ourselves because that's a form of self-care as well. Like I feel like especially with me and you being like so career or like money motivated, like we go all into things when it comes to stuff like that. And so you have to figure out how to create that structure and that boundary so like it's not unhealthy.
No. I can see that. And I think for me, I never looked at it as a boundary. I was looking at it as discipline. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? But it is a boundary with myself. Like, I don't respect what I say to myself. I'm like, you're not going to do this. Yeah. You're not going to eat this, or you're not going to eat late, or you're not going to just stay in the bed. And I'd be like, but like, I don't respect myself.
Right.
Like,
right.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I'll work on it.
So is there somebody in your life that you're struggling to set a boundary with?
Struggling to set a boundary?
Or that you need to set a boundary with and like you're just like afraid to
Fuck
like...
no.
No?
It might be to the extreme, but at this point in time in my life where I am, and I think also it has to do with that I don't have to depend on anyone.
Yeah. So that's a huge thing in having that freedom and that feeling safe enough.
I have to be conscious as I'm saying this. I'm not depending on a damn person at this point. Not a man, not a family member, not a bank, not a nothing. Well, mortgage, I guess I depend on the bank. No, but for me, we see these like memes, if you mess up my peace, then you got to be cut off. No, I really mean it.
Yeah.
But I don't be like the first offense, I'm out.
Yeah.
No. I still have this little bit of people pleasing in me where I'm like, I'm giving you chance after chance after chance, but I'm not giving too many chances nowadays.
And I think that's a part of setting the boundary, right? Like it's not like a hard no. Like you educate the person, right? Like, hey, this is not going to work for me as far as like how you're doing this or how you're delivering this or how you're making me feel, right? And then we go from there.
I'm lying. I have one person that I avoid.
That might be why I asked you.
Okay.
We don't have to say any names or give any clues, but I would love to hear like why you feel like you're struggling to set that boundary with that person.
They're not going to take it well.
Yeah. And you're probably afraid you're going to lose the relationship.
Yeah.
If you set that boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that that's hard. And I've been there too. I was there with you at one point.
Oh!
Very...
So we're going to get into it?
We're going to get into it. But very early in our relationship, I think within the first year of our friendship, maybe.
And I think that's why we are where we are today.
Exactly. But like I had to set a boundary with you.
Fuck that boundary.
But we had a huge falling out because you tell me.
We ain't never fall out. We just had an argument.
Yeah, we didn't talk for like 2 days. And I was like, I hope I don't see her.
I was brewing whether I was going to pull up or not.
I imagine you pacing back and forth.
I did.
And plotting when I was going to be at somewhere that you know I would be to come and beat me up. But basically, Carla was in like a toxic relationship when we first met, very like super toxic. And I ended up being at a party. She had broke up with the boy again, one of 1,000 breakups.
Literally.
And I was at a party or an event with him. And somehow Carla found out that like we were in the same place. So she calls me up. She's like, oh, so-and-so was where you were last night. Tell me who they were with. Like, give me all the tea and whatever. And
no, you were at the party.
I was at the party. Mm-hmm. And
that's why I was so flabbergasted.
Yes. Within like a few days before that, maybe a week at the most, Carla and the guy had broke up because they had the worst, scariest fight that they had. Right? Like I'm cool with some toxic shit, right? But it got super scary.
There
was
like, guns involved.
There was guns involved, like police involved, like it crossed the line. And when that happened,
when I knew he loved me. Back then I was like, he loved me. And after that he stayed, he's my favorite.
But when that happened, I was like this is not safe. I'm scared for my friend. Yeah, but and I'm like, you gotta end this relationship. If you don't end the relationship, like I can't be with you in this relationship. Like, I can't encourage you to continue this relationship. Like, I got to back away. I got to change our friendship, basically.
She felt that internally from there. I didn't know that part. But she's at that party, and I know that she's there. I know that he's there. I'm stalking everybody Instagram. Yes. So I'm like, there's somebody there that I kind of see in the shadow, and I'm like, he there with a bitch. I know he there with a bitch, so I'm gonna call my bitch, and she gonna tell me who he's there with, so I could pull up and show out.
Yes.
And I called and I was like, tell me this, and she, from what I remember, she said, I'm not telling you anything, and I was like, that's cute. Who he there with? I'm not telling you nothing, and I just remember receiving you telling me, that's it. I'm done. Don't ask me about it again. I'm not going to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
Because I said, you said it's over. If it's over, you need to not be worried about who he's here with and where he's at. Like, if it's over, it's over. And me telling you this is like feeding more into it, helping it continue to go. If I tell you, bitch, you pulling up.
I am.
And normally that's fun because I like a little fun toxic at that age. But like, again, that was like scary toxic. And I was like, no. So at that point, that was me creating that boundary. And that did not look pretty between me and you.
No, it didn't. And I remember that's when I learned boundaries with friendships. Yeah. So I never had boundaries with friendships. Everything was like, whenever I call, you answer. Like, we pull up. We were young. I was still in my 20s. Mid-20s, right? Because if you...
I was probably early 30s.
I think you were 30.
Yeah,
because probably might have been 30 because it was super early on. So I was 26 at the time. Yeah. And that's crazy because at that time, 26 is young.
It's so young. We thought we were so old, but 26 is such... You're a baby.
But I think it's because we had our girls.
That's why like toxic was... It was okay. It was still fun.
Yeah. It was so much fun. Woo! So much fun. So
I said, Carla, you... A gun? What?
It was wow. Yeah. But that helped me realize, one, that I value our friendship more than anything, because when we said that, we hung up and she went back to the party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was on my mind though. Like I'm sure, like you wouldn't have known, right? You wouldn't have known, right? But like it was on my mind. I'm not saying that was easy for me.
No, it couldn't have been because I was so angry that it was something that clicked in me. From whatever our friendship and the core of it was at that time, because it wasn't where it is today, but there was something about you that was special. So I don't want to lose her as a friend, because I think if it would have been anyone else, my first thought when I was staring at that phone, I remember just, you hung up and I said, I must be dreaming. Yeah. She can't be this crazy. Yeah. How dare she? Like, I'm going to pull up and I make scenarios up in my head all the time because I go crazy.
Yeah, of course you would.
I remember like envisioning me dragging your ass, slapping the shit out of you, like telling you, bitch, who the fuck you think you're talking to? Because I didn't like quote unquote disrespect. Mm-hmm. So at the time, to me,
that goes back to that emotional intelligence too.
On the flow.
Yeah.
Low functioning. So to me, that was disrespect. How dare you not tell me what you're looking at? Bitch, you need to tell me what you're looking at. But I loved you in a way that I didn't understand at the time. And I knew that was a boundary you said. Right. I didn't have the words for it then.
And that boundary was not even really to protect me. It was to protect me from the fact of like, I felt like I could lose you in that relationship to some sort of like scary, violent shit.
Keep in mind, I stayed with him like 4 years after that.
Yeah. But she ain't pull out the G-U-N no more. But
no, we were done with that. But because I had a friendship where that happened as well years prior. I know how taxing it is. Yes. On a friend that you care of, that they're constantly doing bad, whether it's a relationship, whether it's drugs, whether it's like a toxic work space, where I have friends that are in a toxic workspace and it's like, bitch, just leave. Yeah. Just go. Yeah. But not everyone is ready to make that leap. So you have to respect it.
And that's why it's like, okay, if you're going to stay, you're going to stay. But like the boundary for me is the separation, right? Because you're right. I couldn't told you leave. Like I could encourage you leave. I could try to help you leave. But I do think at that point, after that boundary was set, and I think a part of that of like me like kind of pulling away from your relationship, because sometimes we enable our friends to stay in some bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that nigga. Yeah, but when they're back together, you're hanging out with them.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, it was kind of like a little bit of an awkward space.
But one thing, I don't think I ever felt like I couldn't come to you when I really felt heavy.
Exactly.
You still spoke to me, where I don't think back then I was doing that for friends. I wanted it because I was in the toxic space and I was really the toxic one. Yeah. But when friends came to me, I'd be like, if you're not going to talk to him no more, if you don't keep fighting, don't talk to me about him no more. Yeah. And now if I receive that from someone else, I'm like, you have no idea what that person is going through or what they haven't healed from to get there. Exactly. So you have to give them grace. But again, with the boundary that you set, you also helped me understand within your own boundaries. I remember, I don't know what it was. I think it might have been about your dad, but that was by mistake. Yeah. You screamed at me and I didn't even mean it like that. But also I realized what your boundaries were when I kept sending her ancestry thingies.
Yes.
And she didn't want to know what she was yet or where she came from. She didn't know her dad or that side of her family. So I did it. So I would get like, hey, send it to someone. They get X amount of money off. And I was like, I would just send it to a couple people. And I sent it to her. She's like, I said I don't want to know about this.
Yeah.
But
also that was like, I appreciate that you kept doing it because it was a little like, you need to know. Like, you need to know. Like, you know what I mean?
I wanted to know. I'm like, I think she's Puerto Rican. I think she's Puerto Rican like me. She gotta be Puerto Rican. Like, it's like, is she Mexican? Is she Colombian? Is she like something like really cool? And like, what are you, Scottish? Irish?
Yeah, Scottish.
Scottish? I don't know what Scottish people do. Scotch.
Yeah. Well, before y'all clip this up and be like, she's a white woman. Scottish Ann. White dad, black mom. Okay.
Black. Okay? African American. The ancestry doesn't matter. Her mama black.
Okay. Exactly.
And you know you're whatever your mama is.
Oh, yes. I truly believe you're whatever who raised you is. And if your parents were together, you're whatever your mama is.
Wait,
because the mom, for me, the mom's culture carries on versus the dad's.
I think that can be that could change because I didn't really know much of my mom's.
Yeah.
You know how usually you're closer to your mom's grandma.
Right.
I was raised with my dad's side, not my mom's.
But your mom don't fuck with her mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that they're old, kind of, but it's more like I'm like a child mother relationship, more my mom being the mother now and like mothering her, kind of like helping her because she has the resources. But I wasn't really close to my mom's grandma. She wasn't really around. It was my dad's grandma, my dad's family, the cousins, everything was from my dad's side. Nothing really from over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like, your life just gets so much better when you can feel like no is a complete sentence. When you are confident in setting your boundaries, like when you're effective in setting your boundaries, because you're like protecting your peace, you're protecting your time, like the world just feels so much better. So like if you're out there and that's something that you're struggling in, just like know that like no can be a complete sentence. You don't have to tell someone why you're not comfortable with something, why you don't want to do something. Like you can say that and just move forward with it. Like you don't have to be like afraid. And if you are, you just got to keep practicing. Keep doing it and it'll become comfortable one day.
It reminds me also another lesson that you taught me within friendships, and I guess, I don't know, maybe it is a boundary or not. I'm a very open, free spirit. I'm going to tell you everything.
Yes, you are.
I did. I took a shit today.
Yes.
I got into a fight with my kid.
We get the morning Instagram with your feet on the toilet.
That used to be all the time. I share. I'm an overshare.
Yes.
If this is something that you struggle with, look it up. It is part of ADHD, actually.
Really?
We overshare everything, which can come off as love bombing, which is why we fall for someone else oversharing stuff, but they're not oversharing when they love bomb us. They're listening. That's how we can get caught up in those type of relationships. You have to be very careful how much you share. Now that I'm conscious of it, I realize I told that nigga everything. My insecurities.
You told him how to play you.
Literally how to be me and how to please me.
Gave
how
him the
to
keys.
Pretend. Yes, but in the fact it doesn't change, I'm still an overshare of a lot of things. You are not.
No, I'm not.
So you taught me a different type of person and a different type of respect that I had to have for your privacy. Because you process things in 6 months when I process in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would get angry with like, you wouldn't answer the phone often, or you didn't want to hang out sometimes, or you just would go through something and you wouldn't say, like, I remember you calling me like, and there was a cry that scared me. And you didn't tell me what it was till almost a year later.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
A year later, and I just knew, I'm like, someone's dying.
I think it was over a year, honestly.
It
if we were thinking about the same thing, it was over a year.
Yeah, the situation with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to like really figure out. I don't know. I'm big on like deciding what I'm gonna do before I share with my friends. Not for everything, but when it's huge, like I need to decide for myself with certain things. And so when I'm sharing with you, like the emotion's gone, I can be rational again.
But I also think you're cheating yourself.
Yeah.
Of being able to open up and work through something, because what took you a year to figure out and be stable with, it could have cut down to 3 months.
Yeah.
To be able to process through it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Because you were
there's very something in me that's like
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of, I don't know.
I think
therapy would help with that.
Yeah, we're going to no, just send me the wheel.
Therapy can help with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like for this specific situation, maybe if you would have talked, maybe not to me, but anyone, it didn't have to last that long. You didn't tell nobody?
Nobody.
Not even Addie? Addie didn't know? You are crazy. I would literally be like a dynamite, just explode.
No, I was in the bed for like 3 days. Like, yeah.
But that was a year.
And then my villain origin story evolved.
Okay. But see, you literally from keeping it in, you evolved into something.
Very scary, very spooky situation.
Halloween.
Yeah, I know. I should go to no, I'm scared.
No, okay. Well,
let's leave the box closed a little bit longer.
Right. I just think that I love what therapy brought to me where I'm able to process things a tad bit faster.
I know.
And it's like get over it and evolve from it into a positive side. Whereas not that you're like a destroyer of life afterwards, but there is a hardened part of you that came out of that. You're harder. And it's like, is that necessary? You can still have fun without being so like hardened.
I know. Your oversharing is probably something that drew me to you. For real. Because like the first time I saw you, it was just like, sorry. It was just like, I'm here and this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it probably was something that like, there's something that like I wanted from that. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to like have that to a certain extent probably.
And you're showing it actually in a positive way because I've seen where jealousy comes from that. There are people that, my mother, for an example, I think she wishes she had more of that like freedom and like free.
And you kind of bring it out of me too, like in the funnest way, right? Not with like the scary, sad stuff, but like in the funnest way, like you kind of like bring that out of me, like that expression and just like living loud and just like taking chances and getting on a fucking hot air balloon.
I can't believe you were that scared. Oh my God, there is this video. We need to add it because there's this video where she's literally on the ground freaking out. And there was not one moment of the hot air balloon. I didn't know hot air balloons give people a lot of anxiety.
The landing was scary.
We were already down.
The Mexicans running over.
Jump off the shit. Okay. We're already on the ground. We were less than 6 feet off the ground.
You think you invincible.
Yeah. Spider-Man me. No, but you're terrified and never want. I thought you were kidding.
No, remember we went to Puerto Rico and I wouldn't jump off the
Oh, yeah.
I had to walk.
Do we have footage of that bullshit? I could have beat you up for that.
I had to walk so far back down. I was so ashamed and like so embarrassed.
Thank God I loved you as
we
much
went
as I
to like into the rainforest or something in Puerto Rico. A group of us went to this cliff that you jump off of, and I just couldn't. And I had to walk back down. That was a real walk of shame.
It was finding a way for you to come down because there wasn't really a way for you to come down.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just could not bring myself to.
We were with tour guides.
I've come a long way though. I'll jump down.
Will you?
I've jumped off some things. I've jumped off stuff in Greece and Santorini. Like in I've been jumping around the world.
So this should just name all the word. Okay, I see you. I don't have those stamps.
Yes, I will jump now. I'm not. What is it called with the parachute? I'm not doing that.
Oh, I want to do that so bad.
Yeah, no.
What is it?
Skydiving.
I'm not doing that. Skydive.
No. That's okay. I'm creating a boundary right here on the podcast.
That's not a boundary.
The boundary.
Pussy. That is not a boundary.
I'm not.
I think you could free yourself from so many things
by jumping. Yes, life. The breath within my body. I can free myself from that by jumping out of a plane. Absolutely could.
It's right here in Titusville.
I will wait for you at the bottom with a bottle of champagne.
That's not as much fun.
I am not doing that.
You're not doing it by yourself. There's someone with you.
Oh, so we die together.
That's fun. Why are we thinking about death?
See,
I'm not thinking.
That's all I'm thinking about doing.
Why?
That.
By the time you're dead, you're dead. Think about how great it could be.
By the time you're dead, you're dead.
That's it.
So live now.
Correct.
Jump out the plane now. You know what?
But imagine, you know when they say, but what
you're
if you
selling
fly?
It. Okay, Kanye. Or
I don't know who it was, but it's like, what if you fly? You scared of jumping, but what if you fly?
You really running game right now. Like you should have been a dude. You're like, but what if?
But tell me, like, I'll give you a little bit. I think we're gonna do it together.
I am not.
Yes, we are.
I promise you. You know what? For my 50th birthday.
Oh, Jesus. You're going to be so hot, you're going to want to jump. I'm hot.
Exactly. I'll give you a reason to 50th birthday, Carla.
My birthday?
50th birthday.
Oh, for my birthday.
No, your birthday around the corner. No, 50th birthay. I will jump out of the thing
We'll
for
see.
you. Actually, no. Wait a minute. I think I'll be okay if I go at like 89. So 89th birthday.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. This is not a boundary. It's a request.
Okay.
Okay. I'll keep preaching to you about how great it would be to live life. You only have one. So you're going to keep playing safe. You played safe all these years. 40 years you've played safe.
Okay.
Have you skydived? No?
Okay.
Who? His wife has? Are you going to do it? Pussy!
No.
We're going to do it. If she doesn't do it with me, if there is any, I would love to do it.
Oh, you should do a skydive. But but we got to get some paperwork right.
Well, I don't own the plane,
we not
so we
liable.
go to the place.
Okay.
No, we have to go to the place.
Okay.
And and
you
sign
sign
waivers
paperwork there.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know. I can't help you.
I'll wait for all of y'all at the bottom.
You're ridiculous.
Okay.
You're going to miss out on life. I think it's going to give me this like, okay, there are two things that I want to do.
Okay.
Skydiving and I want to do ayahuasca. Ayahuasca.
Cool. I know what that is. I feel like I wouldn't do good on ayahuasca.
I'm going to talk to my cousin who's also a pastor. I want to see like what that is and how it could. I really want to do it.
It looks intense. I saw a show about it or something. It looks very intense. They say you open this third eye and all this stuff.
There's something about me that doesn't believe that I don't want to believe or accept that this is life.
Yeah.
That there's just more. I want to unlock more of my brain. I want to unlock more of my visions. I want to unlock more of my potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't tell me that I can't make $1 billion.
No, we can't tell you that because you are very much the type of person who's going to like make that happen.
I recently just got over the fact that I thought I was going to die at 60. I believed it and I said it because my grandfather was 66, my dad was 60, my dad's grandfather was in his 60s. So I was very, and I would actually say it out loud quite a bit and journal about it. I'm like, well, when I turned 30, I was like, okay, I have 30 more years. I'm at halfway point. I was very adamant of that. And now I'm like, no. I need more years because I don't know when or how, but I want to have, and it's not about the money. It's like, I want to have the ability. It might not be $1 billion. It might be less or it might be more, but I want to have the ability to fund people's lives and to help them and to create more jobs or create people to have like this soft life. Mm-hmm. Like Kason was working out that I had him in New York for 4 days and I called him earlier. I was like, what you doing? I'm not working out. I was trying to be an asshole. And he was like, yeah, I'm actually running. And I was like, oh, you're in the gym in the hotel. He was like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. And then I remember thinking immediately, I want to have a policy where I pay for all the gym memberships.
That's cool.
And you have to show up at least 3 times a week. If not, I'm going to take away that benefit or whatever. But I remember like corporate jobs doing that. I'm like, I want the best for everyone. Yeah. And if I can pay for it, I want to.
Yeah.
So I want to do ayahuasca because of that. Because there's more to this life. And I feel like if I do it, I can unlock something that will make me even more like a limitless pill.
Yeah. I think I would need to do therapy before I do ayahuasca.
Oh, yeah.
Because like some stuff would, yeah.
And I also feel like
I feel like people need to be fairly healed, fairly far. Like,
so there is something about I don't remember much of my childhood. There's so many things that I've blocked off.
Really?
So I feel like that will bring up some stuff, and I don't know what's gonna come up, but bring it up.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like in the ring, ding ding, let's go, bring it on. I want to fight it, because whatever that is that I'm suppressing has to be holding me back from where I'm going. Yeah, I don't want to be held back anymore. I literally want to bust through every door, and I feel like I'm being held back by things that I don't remember.
I'm getting so excited and energized. Okay, no, I'll wait for you to be done. But
okay, then I'll do it again. But I think you have to space it out. I feel like we should do it.
What is it? Like a mushroom or something?
Yeah, it's some type of I don't know. It's a drink though. They give you the drink, and then you go into like a hallucination of something, and I don't know.
Yeah,
you view shit.
Sounds spooky to me.
Spooky. But I have to do more research on it. What I have heard, and I've listened to some pods, actually Black people that do ayahuasca.
Yeah, I think Charlamagne does it.
He talked about it recently. He just did it recently.
Yeah.
But there's like an entire podcast about the journalism of the Black people, and Black and brown actually, because there were some Hispanics in the ayahuasca space. Because it actually comes from like Native Americans. Or
I saw this girl recently on social media. She went to Costa Rica to do it or something like that.
There's one here in Orlando.
Yeah.
There's a person that died. So I'll be completely honest. Someone did die here in Orlando, and there was a whole thing about it.
Really?
But they do it like every weekend. So there's a risk to everything.
Okay. Like
So
jumping out of a plane has its risk.
right.
Yeah.
Like everything has, driving has a risk.
Mhm.
Doing EMDR therapy has a risk. Like everything has a
That's
risk.
true. That's
Or
true.
BBLs have a risk.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I'm like, okay, so one person died and they're like, oh my God, that's so terrible. But I think it's already controversial.
Mm-hmm.
So I did look into the place and it was just one person that is
Mhm.
recorded dying, maybe two.
Yeah.
But they do it so often and there's mad people, but they're just like mostly white.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I still have to do more research on it, but I do want to do it.
Okay, do your research.
I will.
And I'll wait for you over there at the end when you're done.
Okay. Wait. Did I just agree to that? No.
Yes, friend.
No, we're gonna do it
I'm
together.
scared.
No, let's go.
Anyway, let us know what got you feeling good this week and close us out, friend.
Oh, so for today, in September 2024, I went for the second year to Woman Evolve. I really want you to come.
I want to go next year. I really
Yeah.
do. Like when I called you when you were there, like, and you came back with just like this energy of like feeling good, feeling motivated, feeling inspired. I'm like, I want to go get some of that.
It just felt like it. I remember Sarah Jiggs. So Woman Evolve is a conference that Sarah actually sold out.
Already?
Yeah. But we might have a way in.
Okay.
Because I didn't buy my ticket because I said that I was going to go as media.
Okay.
Next year. And I
we might be presenting there or doing a live pod episode. I'm going a little far.
You're going a little too far for that one. Not for Women Evolve. We ain't done yet.
Okay.
But I feel in my heart that B will be on that stage. I really, really do. I feel in my heart that even Ariel can be on that stage.
Yeah.
That's not where I envision myself. I envision myself going through as like.
You envision yourself putting people on that stage.
I envision myself putting people on that stage, but being intentional about posting while I'm there to encourage more women to come.
Yes.
And to because it's not my platform. I'm not making any money from it, but my God, does it feel good to be around women, women that look like you, they're inspired. They just want to feel love and to feel motivation. And I get that motivation from like church-based, but it's also church-based that doesn't feel like Bible thumb. And it's like Sarah is it's a little ratchet.
It's everything.
All the people that they bring on, they're dope. They're really dope. So anywho, Woman Evolve, there's a song. So there's two songs that I want you guys to listen to. So when it comes to Women Evolve, every year they do a song. Last year it was On Time God, Woman Evolve, and now it's Surrender.
Okay.
They make it up like during the weekend and we practice it and they record it. So Surrender is this year. So it's a really good song. I want you to look that up. I think it's on YouTube. Just look up Surrender by Woman Evolve. And then number 2, Glow. Big Glow put out Big Glow's Prayer.
Gloria, hallelujah.
Ain't that her middle name?
I think so.
I believe it's Gloria.
I'm not sure if it's a running joke or if that really is.
I think it might be.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like it. I like the way it flows.
So Big Glow Glorilla released an album. So her latest album as of today, in 2024, she has a song called Glorilla's Prayer, if I'm not mistaken.
Glow's Prayer.
Something like that. And she also has a song with Kirk Franklin. Great. But right after Kirk Franklin's song, it's a song that she puts out where she's kind of like talking to God. Mm-hmm. Oh, how'd you listen to it?
Yes.
But it just, if you're in a position where you need to let go of something, someone, she's just like, God, I'm here. Mm-hmm. I'm not perfect. Might be a little toxic, might be a little crazy, I might like this stuff, but it was so good to hear that. And have you noticed there's a lot of like mainstream people finding some type of faith?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, finding something to believe in, something to drive them.
But it might be because we're getting older. So we're not looking at the Kai Cenats of things. We're still looking at our peers in social media. So I think as you get older, you have to find purpose in life.
Yes, for sure.
Where is your purpose? That we stop realizing we're invincible when our mortality comes into play.
Yeah.
And we're mortal. Like we're about our cardiovascular health, our everything. We are going to die.
Yeah.
And we see some people that are right over us and older than us getting wrinkly and dying of cardiac arrest and all this stuff. So Big Glow and Surrender.
Okay.
Listen to those.
I love that.
Me too. Thank you.
I need to listen to Surrender. You already put me on Glow, but now I got to listen to Surrender.
Surrender was good. Surrender was good. It has Maverick City. Well, not Maverick City, but Chandler Moore. I love him.
Who's that?
He's a Christian person.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually about to go see next week Tasha Cobbs and Maverick City together here. And I bought like front row seats and stuff to take Ayana.
I need to connect you with Addie. Like she would be like, I think y'all are on the same vibe
Which
right
is
now.
Crazy
with, like,
that Addie is on that
faith journey. You know who got her on that?
Who?
Her daughter. Her daughter is in like high school. Started going to church.
Shut up.
And then Addie like checked it out one day, and I feel like she's been going ever since.
Because I remember Addie was struggling with her.
Yes.
I mean, we all had our struggles.
We all have had our struggles, but yeah, her daughter got her on that. Y'all need to connect more on that. There's something she keep telling me to tell you to send to her. I'll have to figure that out. I just should cross the friendship and put y'all in the same chat. That's what I'll do. But anyway, this has been another episode of
So What Now?
So What Now? Thank y'all for tuning in. Carla, anywhere you want them to tell you to connect with you?
Yeah, you're at, I'm at Carla Wilmaris.
Get it
Carla
right.
Wilmaris. Everything's also in the show notes. So Carla Wilmaris for myself.
Dexty for
She's going to
me.
post. She's posting
I'm going to
now.
post. And then we have a pod page. I don't know the name of it, but you're going to say it now.
Do I? I'm going to say it right now.
It's So What Not Pod.
Is it? I don't know.
It's we do, right?
Yep. So What Now Pod.
So hit us up on the pod. We're gonna be posting over there.
That is us.
We want to hear from y'all. Like, now that we've been doing this for a little minute, we want to get some feedback from you guys about what you want to hear more of, what will be helpful for you. Like,
any questions that you have. Like, if we drop something and you're like, look, friend, I'm going through this.
Yes.
Like,
tell us.
can you just tell me what you think? And I give better advice than what I do for myself.
Okay.
My advice gonna be like a little holy, a little ratchet. We meet them together and boom, you got success.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right. We love you guys.
See you next week.
week.
Bye.